Welcome to Violin Adventures number 171. In this episode, we start the antiquing of the cello. We also set up the decorated antique violin, and we open an interesting box. So I hope you'll enjoy the whole episode. Right now, let's jump into antiquing the cello. Okay, I'm excited to get going on this. Over the weekend, I took the fingerboard off and put on our cover to protect the neck area. Just a little explanation. The reason why I am going to antique this without even thinking about it is because there were a couple places in the wood that are very unique to this cello. One is like a fray in the wood where it has these jagged edges. So right in here are the jagged edges. And I scraped and scraped to try to get it out because it looked like a tear, but it wasn't. It's just something unique in this piece of wood. Okay, got an apron on, got my nice hake brush, and we're going to put the first coat on, which is a sealer coat. And while the cello is drying, it's a good time to open a box that came in the mail. Okay, we have another box from Chuck. He's moving, and so he's passing on some of his books, music books. So let's see what we have in this package. Okay, this is Encyclopedia of Great Composers and Their Music by Milton Cross and David. Yeah, this will be real interesting. I appreciate this. So the great composers we've got. Who do we have? Oh, the Epistle to the Romans by Charles Erdman. This is from 1925. That'll be a gem to look at. Anecdotes of Great Musicians. This looks like fun by W.F. Gates. Okay, so these look like little stories that happened with the great musicians. I see Beethoven, Rossini. Maybe I'll have to read some to you on our videos. This looks like fun. And in 1897. I love these kind of old books. Caruso's method of voice production is scientific culture of the voice. And this is done in 1930. This will be interesting too. Now this is the Bible Remembrancer. Okay, what is this? Another gem. Okay, what do we have here? The Home Book of Musical Knowledge by David Ewan. Okay, just one of these is a gem. To have so many beautiful old books is a treasure. I will treasure these and I will use them. They won't just be sitting on the shelf. These are excellent little books. Thank you so much. Well, I have to say I got carried away reading. I'll share with you this story and then I have to get back to work. A Composer's Chagrin. Moscheles, the virtuoso composer and teacher, had one fault that we may say was not confined to him alone. In teaching, he used frequently to forget the purpose for which the pupil was present, and instead of using every minute for the pupil's advancement, he would take up much time in relating his experiences and reminiscences, and telling about the different composers and notable people he had met in his long and busy life. Sounds interesting. And his pupils were oftentimes not adverse to this, for besides being very entertaining, It occasionally concealed the fact that the lessons were not as well prepared as they might have been. In one of his classes were Sir Arthur Sullivan and the violinist Carl Feininger. As they came to recitation one morning, all the class was struck with the downcast expression on the face of the usually smiling Moscheles. And as the pupils came in, each one would exclaim, "Herr Professor, what is the matter? Are you ill?" But never a word did they get in reply, only a wave of the hand toward the piano, as much as to say, "You are here to study music and not to pry into my feelings. Do not chatter to me. Sit down and attend to the lesson." The last pupil to enter was Feininger, and he, being Moscheles' pet pupil, felt brave enough to insist that the dear professor tell his anxious pupils what had occurred, to so cast a cloud over his genial spirits. "Well," said Moscheles, "I will tell you." So with labored breath he began. "I got up this morning. I dressed myself. I went to eat my breakfast. There was no butter. I sent my kitchen maid for some butter." And then his voice burst forth in agony, almost in sobs. "And what do you think she brought it in? That butter was wrapped in a page of my G minor concerto." That's the end of that little episode. If you like these, let me know, and I'll read some each week. Back to work on the cello. So here's how it's looking. This is the second coat of sealer on the cello. So it's looking better than I expected. Here's our scroll, and here's the back. So it's actually looking pretty good. Okay, looking at all the concoctions. I went through these jars and I found 3 bottles of asphalt concoction that we need. Here they are. So we don't need to make any. So let's get it on the cello. Here's what the asphalt concoction looks like. It is midnight black. So here's a glance back in time as we antique this cello. Now getting ready to set up the decorated antique violin. Okay, I got my hot hide glue and I'm finally ready to put the neck in. This neck has given me quite a bit of trouble, partly because it's just a little bit crooked. I finally got all 5 dimensions. There was one dimension that was just off, and when you've got everything so perfect and one is off, then you've got to adjust everything. I finally got it. So here we go. We're going to get the neck in. Okay, it's on. We definitely will wait 24 hours for this to dry. And as you can see at this point, the neck is very rough. I've been taking it down, and it was too thick, of course, and And then you want the dimension so that you can get up into the high positions. You want that dimension in here, so there's a little more that needs to come off. Then we'll work on the pegs. We've got these beautiful ivory colored. Okay, 2 sets of pegs ready to go. Both of them are pretty in their own way. We finally got the neck in, but I tell you, this violin is fighting me every inch of the way. So we've got the neck in. We took down the thickness on the sides and through here. So in the meanwhile, I've got to get a bridge made and a sound post ready. Also, I'm thinking that I will set it up this week so we can hear how it sounds. I think we're all dying to hear how it sounds. And then next week, the beginning of next week, I can finish the neck and varnish it. The edges are crazy little edges. They go thin and thick and thin and thick. And so I'm going around the edges, making sure those are smooth. So I think at this point it's looking good. Let's get a bridge and a sound post. Okay, the beautiful antiqued decorated violin has got a gorgeous sound. It's just got a beautiful tone. It's fun to play on, so I'm happy with the results. Now this violin isn't done yet. We've got to finish the neck, polish it, varnish it. Also, I want to do another coat on the fingerboard to give it a good solid surface. I want to go around the edges. I've been checking the edges, putting in little pieces of wood where it's been chipped out. I'm going to do adjustment on the pegs. As you can see, they're sticking out a little bit, so I'm going to cut those down. I have a bunch of little details we need to finish up before we send it off. So at the end of the video, you'll hear me play Shalom on this violin. Well, here's our next instrument, a beautiful mandolin. And the trouble that this is having, the main one is here. The neck is loose. And then these tuners, half of them don't work. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the fingerboard off, see if we can get the neck out and reset the neck. So okay, we got the fingerboard off of our mandolin. I'm going to get this out and figure out why this is rocking so much. Okay, we got it out. It's full of dirt and glue. We'll have to figure out how to make this a tighter fit. Freddie wants to chat.
Hi, I'm Freddie. This week, my boss went to an auction, and while she was getting something she needed, she found something else, and it was really fun. So this is what she Here's the little project she's working on. And she didn't get it finished, but maybe she'll get it finished next time.
I just got this today in an auction. It's an old paper towel holder. This moves up. And this comes out and put the paper towels in there. And this is just perfect for the shop. Now we've got a paper towel holder. So what I want to do is clean this up and maybe polish the wood a bit, and then we'll have a beautiful paper towel holder. I want to clean up all the junk on here. Here's all the parts. I'm going to clean them up and then we'll put it back together.
Okay, thank you for sending in all your videos and pictures, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
The Hebrew Minute. Gilima'od bat Zion, Hari'i bat Yerushalayim, Hine malkek, Yavo lak, Zadik vanosha. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout for joy, O daughter of Jerusalem. For behold, your king is coming to you, righteous and with salvation. So many of you are finding these verses. If you know where this is found, please leave it in the comments below. Friday afternoon. It is a little bit cool, but dry. Here in the shop, we come to the first table. This is our decorated violin. Almost finished. Just a few details to take care of, but the tone is lovely. Here's our special mandolin. I've got the neck out. We've got tuners coming. Isn't that a gorgeous mandolin? And over here in the corner is our cello. We've got it antiqued and it's going to sit there and dry, and Lord willing, next week we'll start a varnish, an oil varnish. Now it's all pretty ugly right now, but I think it's going to come out real nice at the end. Well, thank you so much for watching and for all your wonderful comments. Thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you to the new subscribers. And until next time, bye.